This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. Well, in keeping with Donald Trump's bizarre track record of maligning, insulting, and generally provoking everyone around him, except Vladimir Putin, he continued the tradition in a week that was filled with threats and insults toward the Senate Majority Leader of his own party, Mitch McConnell, while Donald Trump acted like an abused dog seeking nothing more than approval from its owner related to Vladimir Putin. Let's go through the timeline quickly. As a result of the tougher sanctions bill that was overwhelmingly passed by both houses of Congress and signed in protest by Donald Trump, in fact, he protested so strongly that he issued a signing statement which blasted the very bill he decided to sign. And he declared the tougher sanctions bill unconstitutional, even though he signed it. So he is either not concerned with his oath of office to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States, or he's just a moron who doesn't care about violating our founding documents and generally the rule of law. Or maybe it's both. Well, after he reluctantly signed the bill, Vladimir Putin retaliated by dismissing almost 800 U.S. State Department employees from the country and eliminating their positions and ending their jobs. A move not seen since the mid-1980s during the height of the Cold War. A few days later, Donald Trump was asked about this radical move on the part of the brutal Russian leader, which effectively cripples our diplomatic presence and mission inside of Russia. And instead of harshly condemning the action or questioning the move or saying he wasn't a fan of it or even wrinkling his stupid nose, silently signaling his distaste for the decision, well, instead of doing any of that, he thanked Vladimir Putin. The President of the United States bowed to a hostile foreign adversary. He got down on his metaphorical knees and groveled, saying thanks for forcing nearly 1,000 people out of work because we won't have to spend as much on payroll. Well, of course, this raised every reasonable eyebrow in the free world, and the press did their job and began to ask questions about why this was his response, instead of a full-throated rebuke of Putin's actions. And the female version of Mike Huckabee, White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders, said, and she said it with a straight face, that the president was being sarcastic. Sarcastic. Well, let me roll the tape for you, and you tell me what you think. Does Donald Trump look like he's given a sarcastic answer? Or is it as clear to you as it is to me that he is being completely serious?
No, I want to thank him because we're trying to cut down on payroll. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm very thankful that he let go of a large number of people because now we have a smaller payroll. There's no real reason for them to go back. So I greatly appreciate the fact that they've been able to cut our payroll for the United States. We'll save a lot of money.
Yeah, that was not sarcastic. That was a man who cannot bring himself to say anything negative about Vladimir Putin. Donald Trump criticizes foreign leaders, even friendly foreign leaders. He slams his political opponents. He rips his own teammates within his own party working on behalf of his own damaging agenda. But he won't give a sideways glance or say any single negative thing about a man who bombed and murdered his own citizens in apartment bombings to get into power, has murdered countless journalists who were critical of him, steals the riches of his own country and people, and interfered in the free and fair elections of the United States of America. Well, tick-tock, Donald, tick-tock. Because the tide is turning and all of your domestic disloyalty is going to leave you all alone. And I guarantee you, your undying devotion to Vladimir Putin isn't going to be returned. Hey everybody, thank you so much for checking out my channel and this video. If you like what I do here and you appreciate it, go ahead and click subscribe. And if you really like it and appreciate what I do and you'd like to join my Patreon family, there's another link there for that. It's not just for the podcast. It's also for YouTube. Thanks a lot.